I used to be a goldfish. When I was younger, I always just used to play Fortnite, and I could never get myself to do more work than 15 minutes, and even then I was probably flicking between tabs and just getting distracted. Does that sound familiar to you? When was the last time you actually sat down and just did pure work without doing anything else? When was the last time you sat down and just did work for 1 hour without flicking tabs, without checking your phone? When was the last time you sat down and just did one thing for 1 hour, not even doing anything else at all, like checking your phone even once? Chances are you've maybe not even done that ever, or only done it a few times in your life. The only time you maybe would have just sat down and done something by yourself for 1 hour straight is when you were a child playing with your toys. So let me just tell you how to actually sit down and do 10 minutes of pure work. The first thing you can do is change your environment. Let's say you come home from school and you're tired and you just sit down at your desk. You've built up the habit of sitting at this desk in particular, looking at this computer and clicking on YouTube. The fact is that as soon as you walk into this room, your mind actually switches to think, oh, it's time to go and watch YouTube. Your brain actually registers all the cues in your environment, just like the chair you have, the desk you have, and it registers to think, oh, this location means this. So now every time you walk into a room, your brain subconsciously flips and thinks, oh, it's time to go and watch YouTube. So now when you try and do something different, like you're watching YouTube and you try and go and do some actual work, it clashes with what your brain wants to do because your brain thinks, but it's YouTube time. I'm not trying to do work now. And of course, it doesn't mean it's impossible to do work, but it means that it's much easier to do work if you're somewhere else. And of course, it's hard because, you know, it's your room. You want to do stuff there. But the thing is it takes a while to reprogram the setting in your mind. It took me probably a good few months to change my environment to think, oh, it's time to go and watch YouTube and play games, to think, oh, okay, we just do work here. That just comes if you keep trying to get yourself to do work and you're relentless in that. But it's more difficult, and it's easy for you to just go and work somewhere else. When you go to a completely new location, you can just sit down with a fresh mind and just program however you want to program that location. So for example, you sit down at Starbucks and now you want to do work. Okay, so you start off doing work, and then now the next time you want to come to Starbucks, you think, oh yeah, I was doing work here. Okay, yeah, let's do some more work. So the easiest way to do this is to just pick a different room in your house, or just go to some nearby library and start working there instead. The second thing you can do once you're in that new environment is remove distractions. Now this is probably the topic I've talked about most of my videos, but it's because it's the most important. You're probably thinking, oh, okay, I'll go to the library, I'll get my little laptop and my phone and all these little things on the side, and I'll do a little cute working session. The laptop, which has all these different stupid apps on them, your phone, which has all these notifications and other stupid things on it. You don't need all this stuff when all you need is the one thing that you're gonna do. This is kind of another tip, but try and just do one specific task. If you've got multiple different little things to do, then it's easier to kind of flick between them, and you think, oh, but I need to do this, I need to do that, and then you end up flicking and just getting distracted and doing stuff that's not actually a good use of your time. The absolute best work you could do is if you literally just brought a pen and a paper and a textbook. Like imagine you had to just sit down in a plain white room with just a desk, pen, paper and a textbook. Imagine the amount of work you could get done if you sat there, forced yourself to do work for 2 hours, as opposed to your cute little laptop library work session with your notifications going off on your phone and all that stupid stuff. Now of course you probably need your laptop for a lot of things, but you should just incline towards doing things on pen and paper. For example, I can type really quickly and get notes done really quick, but I always handwrite my notes, because when you handwrite, it just goes into your brain, you're not getting distracted, and you just learn so much better. I always get told by people in school, oh, why don't you just type, why don't you just type? Because it just goes here and it goes straight out, because you just go and it's on the computer and it hasn't even processed in your mind. So work on pen and paper if you can. If you can't, then just try and remove as many of the stupid apps you have on your laptop or your phone. Put your phone on airplane mode, do not disturb, put your computer on do not disturb, or whatever other settings you have. Delete as many apps as you can and literally just open the one single thing you need. Don't open Spotify, don't open Google, just open like the online textbook or whatever it is. Just the one thing. Sit there and do work for an hour without getting distracted, without doing anything else, and you'll be so surprised with how much more you got done. The third thing, which I know you won't do, is limit your inputs. So usually I don't listen to music that much, but over the past few weeks I've kind of ended up just finding a few songs I like and ended up just listening to them, like in the gym or on the way to school, and the effect it had on my work and my brain space is honestly crazy. I felt my brain just fogging up, and I was thinking about stupid things. Like instead of thinking about my work or my schoolwork, I was just having songs in my head, repeated things. I was just thinking stupid stuff, and my brain was just like 20% more retarded. When you have so much input, there's so much noise going on in your brain. And I actually read this in a book, that you need to have unfocused and focused periods. Whenever you're focusing or doing absolutely anything, your brain is like, basically working itself like a muscle. So imagine your brain is doing bicep curls all the time, and because you've got stuff going into it, it's doing all these bicep curls, and you're not giving it any time to rest. Your brain needs unfocused time where it can just wander. You know, when you're sitting there in like a car journey or something and you're just staring out the window thinking into nothing? Well, the way I view this is kind of like a garbage disposal, and basically allows your brain to process everything, filter out the garbage, and actually generate new ideas. So if you're trying to sit down and work, and for the past 3 hours you've been pumping your brain with music garbage, then no wonder your brain can't focus and think about the thing you're trying to work on. Honestly, I know you're not going to do this because it's kind of boring, but the benefit you feel is so amazing. Like, I literally felt so bad for the past 3 weeks, when not so bad, but like I was struggling and my brain was just slower, more retarded, and I just couldn't get myself to focus on things as well. So again, I know you're not going to do this, but just at least try and limit the amount of input you have. Maybe walk to school and don't listen to music for once. Just give yourself time to mind wander. So the final thing you can do is actually go and do these things, and then go and watch videos similar to this. Set yourself the task of doing just one of these things. Go to the library tomorrow. Work on pen and paper instead of your laptop. Don't listen to music on your way to school tomorrow. Do one or all or more of those things, then you'll actually get the benefits, and you'll actually be able to fix your goldfish level attention span and get yourself to do more than just 10 minutes of pure work. And then if you go and keep watching videos like this, just search up whatever you want, like how to stay focused, how to do good work, how to do deep work. And if you keep learning and actually implementing these things, the funny thing is you can actually get yourself to do work if you put in the work. The reason I'm saying this is because I always used to watch videos like this and then just not actually implement them, and then I wouldn't get anywhere. I wouldn't change anything. But I'm telling you, if you can just do one of these things, you'll start to be like, oh wait, I can actually do this differently. I can actually work now for more than 10 minutes. So yeah, go and actually do something. And another thing you can do is just click the top link in the description. It's just a Google form which will take you about 30 seconds to fill out. It will help me make videos and help me tailor videos to problems that you have. So I hope you enjoy this video. See you in the next one.